Revelation 746. From the 16th of January 1939. Grace, choice. Red thread. Those who are in doubt, shall not ask for my advice in vain, and so take up the following. To have the right knowledge in all things is not to be demanded of you humans, but you should make an effort to learn to understand that the intervention of the eternal divinity is often inevitably necessary and that such must be left to me in its kind, because you people are not able to judge what is necessary in the world events. And so you people will also hardly be able to overlook what a terrible end your lot would be without this visible work of mine among you. The spiritual misery among mankind requires infinite love and mercy, and if I send this to people, you grumble and close yourselves to my words, and yet this is the only way to bring help out of all misery to all the erring and missing earthly children. And when in all agony the soul begs for mercy, shall I abandon it to ruin unheard, only not to overthrow your statutes, which you alone interpret in such a way that they exclude an intervention on my part? Every human on earth is my child, and I want to give my help to everyone, and I cannot bind myself to empty letters which you do not understand according to their meaning. I would truly not be a good father if I did not want to help these children in their need, for you also want my mercy. You want me to bless you and give you my grace. And should my love not be so great that grace would be granted to everyone? You want to make the measure of grace of love dependent on the value or lack of value of humans? Everyone will be allowed to receive grace in excess, and I will not deny it to anyone who only finds his way to me in prayer. And therefore you should not believe that you only stand in the grace which you have found to me. My grace also goes without limit to those who expect such from me in all humility, and not one person will be denied grace if he does not reject it himself. And therefore it is completely nonsensical to portray me as a strict, inexorable father, who has only chosen whom he considers with his grace and leaves the non-chosen empty-handed. But you must consider one thing, that you are all sinful. You must consider how innumerable times I must forgive your sins, but how my love sees my children in you all the same. And then you will also be able to understand that I make no distinction and that all children on earth are close to me as having come forth from me without exception, and that my concern applies to everyone. That I expect everyone's return to the Father's house and would also like to provide everyone with the same means of help in order to speed up this return. Who therefore believes to stand in the Sun of Grace of my love, to him my love may never ever appear so limited that it could not and would like to embrace all beings equally strongly, and it lies only in the will of man to make himself worthy of this grace, that is, he may only want to receive, and unlimitedly it will be offered to him. Now I want to give the doubting brother still some further information about the question which particularly moves him. Behold, in quiet hours you recognize the divinity, and your heart has overcome the fear. Now it desires a visible sign from me, it desires, so to speak, a separation of the righteous and the unrighteous. It wants to be visibly and audibly initiated and drawn into the construction of the New Jerusalem, and in such impatience, it completely overlooks that the earthly work is already the beginning of this construction and that you all serve me when you take care of the ignorant and teach them through my word. As the time of the punishment is no longer far away, you should all make use of this short time and devotedly stand up for my word, and if this is commanded to you from above, then pass it on just as simply, so that they who do not stand in the book knowledge, understand it. My word will always and forever remain the same, and every sense of the word remains unchanged. Only the sense of man has created changes for himself and often errs in the interpretation of the word. But if I want to help you and make this word of mine easily understandable to you and explain it to you in detail, then don't reject it but grasp the red thread, which is to disentangle what is unclear to you, which is to illustrate my love to you, and all wisdom is to be imparted to you as I deem it necessary, but always only for your blessing and that of the whole of mankind. Amen.